Top 10 fastest fighter jets in the world. A country with the most advanced weapons has an advantage in modern warfare. While numerous deadly weapons such as nuclear submarines can be utilized to destroy enemies, none can match the incredible speed of a fighter jet. A fighter jet can change the course of the war by dominating the battlefield. While the pilot's competence is vital, the machine plays the most crucial role. Stay tuned till the end of the video as we take a look at the top 10 fastest fighter jets in the world. 10. Sukhoi Su-27, speed 2,500 kilometers an hour. The Sukhoi Su-27 is a Russian fighter aircraft introduced in 1985 to the air forces of the Soviet Union. Today, it's one of the primary military aircraft of the Russian Air Force. Despite the fact that the initial prototypes were widely regarded as inferior to their American counterparts, the designer continued to work on the aircraft and eventually managed to build arguably the finest air superiority fighter. Nine. F-111 Aardvark, speed 2,655 kilometers an hour. In the early 1960s, both the Air Force and Navy were looking for a new aircraft. The former required a supersonic fighter that could fly at low altitudes to avoid radar detection and evade surface-to-air missiles, while the latter required a well-equipped carrier interceptor to engage Soviet bombers before they could launch anti-ship missiles. Despite the many demands, they only had one answer: the F-111 Aardvark. 8. McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle, speed 3,017 kilometers an hour. The F-15 Eagle was designed during the Vietnam War's worst hours of tactical air command. It has a top speed of Mach 2.5 at sea level and is strong enough to break the speed of sound if flown straight up. The aircraft was debuted in 1976 and is still in service today. With no casualties in air combat and over 100 wins, the F-15 remains one of the most effective modern fighters. 7. Mikoyan MIG-31, speed 3,057 kilometers an hour. The aircraft, which was first manufactured in 1975 to chase the Soviet Union's SR-71 Blackbird above the Soviet Arctic, many would consider the MiG-31 outdated with the retirement of the Blackbird. But the technology still maintains up with current combat, hence it's been formally reconfigured into a delivery vehicle for hypersonic missiles known as Kinzhal or Dagger. The MiG-31's devastating weaponry and speed gained the Foxhound praise from NATO at the time. 6. XB-70 Valkyrie, speed 3,310 kilometers an hour. It's the sole surviving unit from its peak in the early 1960s. In the event of a nuclear war, the XB-70 was designed to be a strategic bomber capable of flying quickly into Soviet territory at high altitude. The aircraft's anticipated cruising speed was Mach 3 at a height of 70,000 feet. The XB-70's specially designed wingtips, according to NASA, permitted the aircraft to ride its own shockwave before the project was completed. 5. Bell X-2 Starbuster, speed 3,370 kilometers an hour. When the aircraft soared 126,200 feet high on September 7, 1956, the Bell X-2 became the first aircraft to achieve an altitude of more than 100,000 feet. On September 27th, it was also the first aircraft to fly 3 times faster than the speed of sound, clocking in at Mach 3.2. albeit this last trip damaged the aircraft and killed Air Force pilot Captain Milburn G., and the aircraft was formally decommissioned on the same day. 4. Mikoyan MIG-25, speed 3,500 kilometers an hour. The MiG-25 is a supersonic reconnaissance aircraft that's part of Russia's S-155P missile interceptor system. It was designed to counter air targets in all weather conditions, night and day. The MiG-25 is still one of the fastest combat aircraft ever manufactured outside of the Russian military, and its full capabilities were unknown until 1976, when Soviet pilot Viktor Belenko defected to the United States via Japan in a MiG-25, which was theoretically capable of Mach 3.6. 3. Lockheed YF-12, speed 3,661 kilometers an hour. YF-12 flew a test that set a speed record of Mach 3.2 and an altitude record of 80,257 feet, at least until Blackbird exceeded it later in the program. The YF-12 flew practically every week until it was grounded for repair due to an airflow issue that produced thrust imbalance and unmanageable yawing. Only one of the 3 planes produced survives today, and it's on exhibit at the U.S. Air Force Museum. 2. SR-71 Blackbird, speed 3,620 kilometers an hour. On July 28, 1976, the SR-71 broke the record for the fastest air-breathed manned aircraft by flying at Mach 3.3 at a height of 85,000 feet. It was so fast that if someone tried to shoot it down with a surface-to-air missile, the typical evasive approach was just to accelerate faster to try to outfly the weapon. It was a spy plane meant to infiltrate enemy territory without being detected. In 1999, NASA completed the final flight of the SR-71 for aeronautical research. 1. North American X-15, speed 7,275 kilometers an hour. On October 3, 1967, William Knight took the rocket-powered vehicle on a cruise at Mach 6.72, flying at 102,000 feet above sea level. In other words, it traveled at supersonic speeds to the edge of space. Prior to any flight, it had to be transported beneath the wing of a NASA B-52 jet to an altitude of 45,000 feet to ensure that the X-15 could use all of its fuel. The plane flew 199 times in all, providing crucial data for the development of spaceflight. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, press the like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any new videos.